Hi there, and welcome to a change for Warlock's Tale. We're going to do an army book review for new 8th edition. So, one of the huge advantages of being in New Zealand as regards releases is we're 12 hours in the future to the UK and 24 hours pretty much in the future to America. So, here we go. I've been looking at the Astra Militarum book, and I've got two lists I've written, both based around the stormlord, which is partly due to, I think, some of the changes benefiting this model, and also because I'm 3D printing one as we speak. So let's get straight into it. So basically, the theory of this list runs around the fact that you can now leap out of your transport vehicle and assault in the same turn. So what I've gone for is a company commander, a Lord Commissar, the Stormlord as I say, 3 units of Scions, 2 units of Bullgrins, which obviously in the old edition were not the greatest, a command squad, some Rattlings and a Le Mans Russ. This comes in at just under 1500 points. Now, I'll talk you through my rationale behind this. So basically, my thought is the Bullgrins fit quite well inside the Stormlords. So you've got 40 models can fit in there. They count as 3 each, so you can fit quite a lot of those big boys in without too many problems. So I've got 2 units of 6. Now, the way the rules work now is you can get out of your vehicle and assault whether it's open top or not. So these guys can get out 3 inches, they can move 6 inches, and they can still assault 2d6. That's standard rules. That's not a special rule for either the transport or the model. What is a special rule is obviously with the change that people can back out of combat and still shoot at you, you get to charge again. Because of their mound of flesh special rule or something similar, they get an extra attack each time they charge. So if the units back off and shoot, you get to charge again. Now this really is a big advantage for these guys. So I thought we'd take advantage of that. So 6 of them, that's 6 extra attacks each. You don't get the +1 attack for charging anymore. So that is a huge advantage. So that gives them 4 attacks each, 5 to the bonehead, hitting on 3s, and then they can be strength 4. So yeah, pretty decent, I think. Also with the slab shield, it gives them a 2+ save. So if they do back out and shoot, you've got a pretty good save. Now, one of these units will be accompanied by the Commissar, one with the Lord Commissar, to really help their leadership and to stop them dying too quickly to failed tests, morale tests. So yeah, they fight really well. On top of that, the reason we've got the company commander and the command squad is the company commander can issue 2 orders, and the command squad gives them a Voxcaster. So yeah, those 2 things combined. So he has to be close to the Bullgrins to issue a command to them because they can't have a Voxcaster. So within 6, but they can get they can issue an order which allows the fixed bayonets rule. So this order can only be issued to units within 1 inch. So your company commander is going to have to leap out with them of an enemy unit. That order immediately fights as if it was a fight subphase. So orders are done in the shooting phase. So this means basically you can fight twice in a round. So get those Bullgrins in combat. In your shooting phase, you can punch them in the face, and then in your fight phase, you can fight as well. So really good for those combat units. So nasty. If you get all 6 in, they get extra attacks on the first round they charge, and in the subsequent phase, they get 18 attacks when they fight in the shooting phase, and a further 18 attacks in the fight subphase. So pretty decent there. On top of that, you've got an order move. Different to the in the previous edition, instead of shooting this phase, the ordered unit immediately moves as if it was a movement phase. It cannot advance, but basically gains double movement. Now this is why I've got the Scions in the list. If you've got a game where you're gaining objectives, you can drop these guys in because they don't scatter anymore. You can basically plonk them onto the right right areas of the board, and then if you do need them to move, you can move 6, advance, and then go 6 in your shooting phase as well. So they can move. They're actually quite mobile now because they've got a Voxcaster, and the HQ choice has a Voxcaster, or well, he's next to a Voxcaster, so you keep both inside the tank together. That means you can cast that, send that order 18 inches, so pretty decent. And then on top of that, I've got a Le Mans Rust just for those long range. It's got a Vanquisher Battle Cannon and 2 Last Cannons, so that each of those is obviously high strength and does d6 wounds. So that's potentially going to start chipping away at big stompy monsters and Faith Knights or whatever. And then I've also got Rattlings. It seems to me, flicking through several of the books, that HQ choices now, much like Age of Sigmar has, it's really about how you synergize your command abilities and stuff. So your Rattlings can, with their sniper rifles, aim at the back of the board and aim for those characters, even if they're not the closest unit. And a 6 to wound gives them a mortal wound. So yeah, really quite nice. And with Bring It Down order, which you can do, then potentially with your Rattlings early doors, you can re-roll to wound. So if you're aiming at something at high toughness, obviously that's going to help, but it's also going to help you pop those 6s to give you that 3 mortal wound with your sniper rifles. So Rattlings seem a pretty good choice to me. The Bullgryns, obviously, they fight so well, and they've got assault weapons so they can shoot and then charge in, and then yeah, really quite nasty. And if you think about how big the footprint of a super heavy tank is, and you get to move out 3 from any point on that, and then you get to move 6 and charge 2d6. It's quite a lot of the board that they can cover. So yeah, it seems like a pretty fun option, but something I'm going to definitely try out in the future. Stay tuned for a very different shooty list around the same vehicle. So as I say, this list also features a stormlord, but it's a Katashan list, mainly because you're taking Sergeant Harker, and he affects Katashans very differently to other units. So again, we've got the 3 units of science to drop onto objectives around the board, and they have Voxcasters, and we've got a platoon squad with a Voxcaster and a company commander for the same reason of moving them around the board with the move order and the 18-inch range on that. Now, Sergeant Harker's special ability is that he allows you to re-roll 1s to hit, and he lugs around a heavy bolter. So, re-rolling 1s to hit, even with a 4+ hit, as guardsmen tend to do, it's still not bad. It's pretty good. So, I really like that rule. So, he goes inside the Stormlord, as do 7 heavy weapons squads. Those 7 heavy weapons squads have a mix of blast cannons and auto cannons. Now, the Stormlord allows 20 models to shoot at the top, so most of those will be able to shoot. If not, you've got, so you can shoot as per which is the most effective, so last cannons or auto cannons, and then you've got the command squad with 3 plasma guns. So all in all, you're going to get a ton of shots out the top of this thing, on top of the already formidable firepower of the Stormlord. So pretty decent firepower coming out of that. So that's going to scare anyone. It's got long range, all those d6 hits, d6 wounds all over the place, and you're re-rolling 1s to hit for the points of 50 points. Harker's amazing for that because they're all in the thing together, in the tank together. That'll make a huge amount of mess of anything. So yeah, that's the other theory. Chuck all your heavy weapon squads inside your Stormlord, sit at the back of the board and blast away, or drive forward. Okay, everything in the tank gets -1 to hit if you've driven forward, as does the tank, but it's still pretty good. 5 re-rolling 1s, you're going to hit a lot with that amount of shots. So yeah, you've got 2 big options with the Stormlord straight off the bat. Either running out of it with your Bullgryns and smashing into people, or shooting out of the top with an absolutely formidable amount of heavy weapons. On top of that, you've got the Rattlings hiding at the back of the board, checking out some sniper shots, and then the Scions dropping out of the sky to claim objectives. So Hope you like these two lists. Hopefully they'll be fun to play if you give them a go. Comment below. Thanks. Bye.